Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, here we successfully load one of the page into the slider. So that is our slider, right? So here we successfully create this page. So now I want to add one of the action for the insert some of the slider. So here if you click as the add slider, then it should be returned redirect to one of the another page. So if you want to do that work, what exactly you have to do? I hope you already understand. That means there is actually our button, right? So here I want to add one of the route. So here simply I want to create one of the route. So here that will be one of the route. Okay, I create one of the route and I just name that route as per your demand. Actually I name it as a add slider. Okay, I name it as a add slider. So now we have to create this slider, that means add sliders, and now that means here better I copy it. Okay, sorry. So here I copy it and now I paste it. It will be also get, and it will be as a home add or add slider. Add slider into the home controller. I want to create one of the method as a add slider, and then our name will be as a add slider. So now I want to update that name as a add slider, right? That means right now if you click on particular this button as a add slider, it will be returned direct to our route. So into the route it will be direct to our this home controller, and that is our method. So now I want to create this method as a add slider in our home controller. Now go to our home controller here. Here I want to create another method. So it will be as a public, and then the function, and then our method name. So that is our method. So here I want to simply return one of the view page, right? So here I want to return one of the view page, because here we have to load one of the page. So the admin into the slider folder, and here I want to create one of the, before I have created as an index. So right now in our this folder, that means here into the folder I want to create another new file, and I just name it as a create.blade.php. Okay friend, so now that will be our insert that our slider portion. So now I want to return it with our slider, and then it will be returned direct to our admin folder, slider folder, and the create. So that will be returned direct to our create page, right? So that will be our view. That means it will be redirected to our return view admin folder, slider folder, and that is our create page. So that means that is actually our create page. So now we have to design this create page. Like if you click as a save all, and now if you go refresh it, click as the add slider, now you can see it's not totally blank because of all here I didn't add anything. So now we have to design this create page. Okay, so if you want to do that work, first of all we have to actually take our two of this. Better I copy it and paste it, and also we have to end this section. So that is actually our end section. So here if you add it, then automatically we will get everything. Click as a save all. Now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see now that is actually our main admin portions, right? So that is our slider. Into the slider, if you click the add slider, our header, that is means our sidebar is loaded, our header part is loaded, so only our content part would be updated. So now I want to actually get one of the things from our theme. If you go to our admin theme, into the admin theme, if you go to some of the form, better I want to open it first, and to open it, and then I want to actually get it from here. So if you go to that our UI, and into this UI there is actually components. Into the components, first of all I want to find out some of the things. That is my form. So here there is actually card, bottom, there is a here. So now that is actually the form. You can see there is actually the form. So into the form, if you go to the basic input, so into the basic input, there is actually a file type, and there is actually one of the text field, and that is our, okay, so here I want to actually get our this control, that means the basic control, okay, form control. So if you go to appropriate file, this file location, and from here you can actually get it. Rather than you can also do that work, like if you go to our this page, so that is our page name as a basic input.html. So that is our basic input. You can say the basic input.html. So here you have to open it. So here you have to open it, and from to this position you have to actually get it. So they have so many things actually. So here You have to find out that file location fast. So that is actually the file. You can see that is actually the basic form control, right? So from here you can actually take it, rather than you can also do that work very easy way if you're using that Chromie. So here I need to do and to click as a inspect. So into the inspect area, I want to select appropriate this portion. You can say I select it. That means that is actually our call LZ6. That means that is actually call LZ6. Here that is actually call LZ6. Okay. So now I want to actually take this part. I want to take this part. So that is actually our part as a card, and there is our call LZ6. So here if you click as a edit as HTML, so now you can see it's now provided your all that code. So now I select everything. And now in our index, so into the index in particular that area I paste it. Okay. So here you can see there's a lot of the things actually comes up. So better I want to do and to add that little bit into the right side. So here with the control, that means with the shift tab, I want to make it in right side. So right now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, that means right now here if you now refresh it, yeah, you can see it's now successfully get all the things. So right now we don't need this part as a form field, we don't need this form input sizing, we also don't need this. I only want to take one part, that means this one. So that is another div. So here from to this position I remove all the things from here. Okay, so I remove it. I only want to take one, so that will be our basic, that means basic one. Click as a save all. Now let's check this out, refresh it. Yeah, that is actually a 1. So now I want to make it as a call, not the 6. I make it as a call 12, LZ12. Then it will be our total wide. Click as a save all. Refresh it. Yeah, now you can see it's perfect. So friend, here we need our one of the input field, right? We need one of the input field. We need one of the text field and the images. So here we don't need this. So I also want to do and to remove this all the things. That means here that is our email will be needed. There is our another form group. I remove this form group for the password. There is another form group. I want to remove it, and there is another one. I want to also remove it. Okay. So there is our another form group. I remove it, and there is our external will be needed, and the submit and the cancel button. So here we don't need this. So I only need one button. Now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, it's perfect. So that is our basic control. There is our email address. Perfect. There is actually field. Okay. So here also we don't need this. I want to actually remove it. There is a span, one of the span. I remove it. So it should be as a all slider, not the basic slider, as all or create slider. Okay. I name it as a create slider. So it will be as a create slider. So into the create slider, first of all, that will be our level. So level will be here. There is the input field, right? So I want to do onto input field. It will be as a slider title. So it will be as a slider title, and type will be as a text type. Okay, not the email type, because here I want to add one of the text type field, and also I want to add one of the name. Okay, name. I name one of the. And I name it as per our database field name. You can also change it as per your demands. Right now I name it as per same name as a title, and it will be as a slider title, right? That is actually the placeholder I want to update. And then there is our another one. So the another one will be as our text area. So text area here also I have to add one of the name. So that is actually our text area. So here I want to put one of the name, and I name it as our database field name as a description. So now I want to take it. So if you want to change that name, you can actually change it. So right now it's okay with me. And then another one is a input field. Input field as a type will be as a file type, and then also I want to put on the name, and I want to add one of the name, and name will be as an image. Okay, name it as an image. Perfect. So friend, here I have updated this part. Right now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, our design is now great. So that is our side title, that means a slider title, and that will be actually slider description. I make it as a slider description. So that will be as a slider description, and that will be as a slider image. Okay, that will be as a slider image. So I make it as a slider image, and after that, there is our submit button. Perfect. So now I want to do when this user actually submitted it, that means when he put that appropriate one of the title, when he put one of the image description, and then the images after that submit, then that is actually one of the form, right? So now I want to update this form. So here, if you want to update this form, what exactly you have to do? I have already discussed about that things into the brand. If you go to that brand index page, and here you can see there is actually one of the route will be needed, method will be needed, and also here from here I want to update it one of the images, so it will be needed our multi-part form data and the CSRF token. So better I copy it. Okay, I copy it from our brand. So now I want to update this part. Okay, that means when you click as a submit, then automatically it will be return direct one of the route, and there is a method will be post, NC type will be multi-part form data, and also make that sure you add that CSRF token, because without CSRF token it not will be save this data. So now I want to create one of the name as a store slider. Okay, that will be our one of the route. So here that route will be as a post method. So this is the route I want to create. So now if you go to that web route, so here I want to copy it. Okay, I copy it, and here I paste it. So it will be one of the post method, not a get, because from here I want to insert some of the data. It will be as a store. Okay, store slider into the home controller. I want to create one of the method as a store. Okay, it will be as a store slider, and also I name it as a store slider. I copy it. Now here I want to update it, that name, it will be as a store slider, right friend? So now I want to create this store slider method in our home controller. So now go to our home controller, that means here after this, so previously I have load this page, and now I want to insert this data. So that will be as a public, and then function, and then our method name as a store slider. So friend, as I told you before, when you actually insert some of the data, then what exactly you have to do? Here you have to pass that request, right? So make that sure you add that request and the $request. Okay, that will be as a request, to make that sure you add both of these. And after that, every portion will be just like our brand, because into the brand we did the same work, right friend? If you go to our brand, so into the brand area, you can see we did the same concept. So right now I want to apply it for this add slider. That means here I also want to import one of the title, text area, and the image field. So better into the if you go to our home, I have already add this part. You can see there is a store brand for the brand controller. Into the brand controller, I have created one of the method as a store brand. So right now I want to actually take it. Then it will be easy, because I have already discussed about that things with you. Into the brand controller, and you can see there is a store brand. So if you want to add some of the validation, friend, you can add that validation. I have already show you how can show some of the validation. So if you want to add it, you can add it. And rather than rest of this will be just like same, better I copy it. Okay, I copy total things from here. I copy total things from to this position, and now we don't need this. Now go to our home controller, and that is our method. So here I want to paste it. So right now we don't need this, so because I want to use that our package as a image intervention package. So I want to take one of the variable. I take one of the variable, not the brand. I name it as a slider. I have already created that main functionality. Right now we will use it. Okay. So request file and our name. That means from to the create page, I have already submit some of the name. You can see our name is as an image, right? So that means whatever the things you will put from to this position, that means that is actually our things, right? So from here it will be updated. So now I want to use that as a image. So here that will be our image file, and I take the things with this variable as a slider image. So now I want to update it as a slider image. So it will be make this slider image and resize it as per your demand. So I want to resize it, If you go to our theme, I want to actually find out that file size. If you go to that asset, if you go to that image, that means that is actually our slider, and right now there is a slider dimension is 1, that means the 1920 and the 1088, right? So I want to update it as a 1920 and then that will be as a 1088. So now that will be our resize for our this slider, right? So this is the slider, actually that is the slider size. So now I want to put that, because of all here I have already used one of the image intervention package, and with the image here I want to create another one of the slider. That means slider related everything will be saved on here. So into the images, I want to create this folder. If you go to that project, if you go to that public, into the images, here I want to create another new folder and I name it as a slider. Okay, that means all the slider related image will be saved on here. So that will be a slider, and also I want to change it as a slider. Perfect. And after that, that is our brand. So now I want to use our model. So I have already included that model as a slider. So now with this model, okay, that means with this slider model, I want to insert our all that field. So right now there is our all that field. So now I want to copy it and paste it. So there is a 3 field. One is our title, right? So there is a title. That is our title. So friend, here this field, that means this part actually our database part. Okay, that means in the database there is actually our name as a title. So now I name it as a title, and with the request area, that title means our requested title. So whatever the title, actually we pass it from our input field. That means whatever the things will pass from here. Okay, so that is actually our field, that is our text area, and that is our input field. So make that sure you understand that part. And also after that there is our another one I have already loaded in our database, another field name as a description. So I copy that description, so that will be as a description, and then our requested. So from our create page, our requested name, I have also declared the same name as a description. So if you want to change it, you can change it. Whatever the name you'll put on here, you have to add it on here. Okay, that means that is actually your request. Okay, and then the brand image. So now that is our field name as a database field name as an image. So now I want to take it, and here I take the things with this last image. So here I have passed it into the slider. Perfect. And then our create carbon. So if you use that carbon, make that sure you have to add it, right? And also I have used that image. So now I also want to add that image. Better from our brand controller, I want to take it. You can see there is a auth will be needed, the images and the carbon. So now I copy everything, and now here into the home controller, here I save it. Okay, that means I use that carbon, I use that image, I use that auth. Perfect. So here I have successfully add everything. So friend, that's all you have to do, and after that it will be redirect to the back page. So here if you want to pass it to the another page, you can pass it. So better I want to do when this will be submitted, it will be redirect to our slider home page, that means here it will be redirected. So for this one I have also created one of the URL, right? So if you go to our web route, and here you can see that it's our home slider. So it will be redirect to the home slider with some of the message. So now I want to use one of the route. Okay, it will be one of the route, and here I want to declare that route, which will be redirect to the home slider with success message as a slider inserted successfully. So if you want to visible this message, success message, into the home slider, that means that is actually our index page, right? That is our slider index page. So into the slider index page, you can see that is actually our success message, right? So that means this message should be visible. So here it should be visible, this message. Right now everything is great. So that's all you have to do, friends. I hope you understand that part very easily. So now I want to insert this data. Let's check this out. If everything okay, it should be work. Now click as a save all, and now I want to refresh it. Now go to our add slider. So now I put on the title as a slider. Okay, slider 1. I put some of the description. So right now I copy some of the description better. Okay, I copy it, and that will be as a slider. I name it as a slider 1. Okay, I want to actually check it, and then I choose one of the image. And right now for education purpose I am using this image. Open it. So I choose this one. So if everything okay, it should be insert this data into the database, and also after that it should be returned direct to our slider all page, right? That means the slider list page. Now if you click as a submit, so now it's showing one of the error, that is a database eloquent collection fast time does not exist. So that is in our indexplate.html page. So that is our slider index. They have some of the things I have used maybe. So if you go to our index, into the index, that is our here you can see here I am actually using that fast item. So from here actually I pass it with the using that query builder. So right now we don't need to use it. Better here I want to open that comment out. I want to use it as a PHP, and here I want to run it with our serial number. Actually it's actually getting this error from here. Now click as a save all. So friend, error doesn't matter. Okay, so if you actually face that error, it will help you to understand very clearly. So I name it as a slider 1, put some of the description, copy it, and here I paste it. I name it as a slider 1, choose one of the images. So for now I want to use this image. So before check it, I want to actually check it is inserted any data or not. You can see friend, it's already inserted before this data, but they're actually showing some of the error, right? So right now better I want to remove it. Okay, I remove it, and now I want to insert it again. So here I select it, and if you go to our folder, that means in our project folder, you can see friend, before that is actually inserted successfully, but actually showing some of the error for our serial number. So better right now I make it as a clean. Okay, so now I want to click as a submit. Yes, you can see friend, it's now showing as a slider inserted successfully. So now its serial number is visible, the slider title is visible, the description is visible, image is visible, and also the edit and the delete button. Okay, so everything is now perfectly working. And now if you go to our database, if you now check it again, yeah, there is our ID 2 because of all before one ID I deleted, and there is a title, there is a description, image path is perfectly updated. And if you go to that image, and if you want to check that image dimensions, yes, you can see that is the dimensions I want to use, right? So it's now successfully insert this perfect dimension. That is our dimension I want to insert. So here I have already declared that part. So that is our part. So you can see, so into the home controller, there is a method I have uploaded as this dimensions. So right now it's successfully inserted that data. So here we successfully insert that data, we successfully insert the title, description, and the images. So everything is now successfully inserted it, right? And also after that it's returned redirect to our slider all page. So here I have already declared that part. That means when it will be successfully insert, I have already put another route. It should be returned direct to our home slider with success message as the slider inserted successfully. So for the reasons here, you can see it's now successfully redirect with this message as a slider inserted successfully. So now in our next video, I want to actually customize it, and also here I want to visible our this image, dynamic image in particular that area. So how can do that work in our next video? I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.